What's going on, Bulls Nation? And welcome in to the CHGO Bulls podcast, presented by PointsBet. Don't forget that promo code CHGO when you sign up to live your bet life. I'm Peck. You can follow me on Twitter at Bulls_Peck. Wheel to go Gottlieb right next to me there is at Won't Gottlieb on Twitter. And hanging out down there is our guy, Big Dave. He's at BalBAWL Sports. We are at CHGO_Bulls. Happy Friday, everybody. Memorial Day weekend starts now. 3 o'clock here in Chicago, and we're going to kick the weekend off with some fun stuff, doing another fun Friday episode for you guys. We are going to do something we're calling the What If NBA Draft. It'll be a live draft. Our producer, Joey, is going to hop in just a second here to let us know what the random draft order is, and we each will draft a starting 5 of players in the NBA or who didn't quite make it to the NBA because they had their careers cut short for a variety of reasons. This should be fun. Let us know in the comments if you guys have any disagreements with our picks. When this is all said and done, we'll put up a graphic with everybody's starting 5s, and we'll have you guys vote on which one is the best. But first, let me check in with my guys. How are things down there in Brazil, Mr. Goat?
Things are good. You guys, I'm having a lot of fun with the Friday fun days. These are great balance with the evals. We've been getting into the weeds with those. These are fun. I'm excited to do this draft. This is a great idea, Dave.
Appreciate that, man. You know, fun and me are two things that go together. So Friday fun days,
yes, sir.
Kind of get my ideas percolating, and you know, I'm silly. And so this is a great thing for me. And Matt's just as silly, and Will is just as silly. So. But this is also actually really awesome, though. Like, this is really just beyond, you know, I'm not going to call this moment right here silly because this is a really cool. Like, I'm not even going front. This is really cool to do. And I'm very interested in seeing what the guys on YouTube have to say because I would love to see what Bulls Nation comes up with their own starting 5 and things like that.
Yeah. And speaking of silly and fun things, before we start, in case you haven't seen it yet on Twitter, we'll let you know here. We did something silly when we reached 3,000 Twitter followers on CHGO Bulls Twitter account, and we're going to do something equally silly when we reach 4,000. We've got a ways to go. We are currently at 3,352 followers on our CHGO_Bulls account. And my guy Dave here put up a poll earlier today asking y'all what you want to see or have happen when we reach that number of 4,000. You got 2 options. You got Big Dave joining y'all and hanging out for a full week in the CHGO Bulls Discord channel. People have been asking for you, Dave. I know it. Yeah, they want you in the Discord. I don't know why you're dragging your feet.
I'll be forgetting. It doesn't cross my mind. Honestly, I don't think about it. But I promise you I'm getting on, and I promise Bulls Nation I'm getting on. And damn it, I'm getting on. So it's going to happen.
The other option, I'll believe it when I see it. The other option is forcing me to eat some kind of healthy food.
Oh, how dare people!
That's so lame. That's so lame. Matt, eat some healthy food. We just want to see you thrive.
I don't like this. I don't like where this is heading. We've got over.
I saw somebody tweet at you. How much would it take for you to go vegan for a year? And that's the kind of challenge I'm interested in.
Yeah, shout out Maul. Shout out Jamal.
Yeah, and I told him more than $1 million. I said I need my meat more than I need $1 million, and I'm not exaggerating or lying. That's 100%.
I believe you.
And Jamal was speechless.
I'm going to need more of you guys to vote for Dave hanging out with y'all on Discord because right now it is an 83-17 edge in favor of people watching me eat something healthy. I don't like this the way this is trending. But y'all still have you have almost 2 full days left to vote. We did a 2-day poll. So keep those votes coming in, and please more people vote for Dave hanging out on Discord.
Yes, do it. Honestly, please vote for that. You know, I don't want this to be a runaway or anything. I want to know that people want to hang out with me too, because I kind of want to hang out with y'all. That'd be cool too. And Will, don't you worry, because the next one I got something for you too, and it's already percolated in my brain.
I was just gonna offer something up. I was just about to offer something up.
Oh, okay. Well, please offer it up. Let me hear it.
I'm not sure what number I want to see or what timeline I would want to put on this number. So I'll need your guys' help. Okay. But at what point do I come on set wearing full Kyle Korver getup, Bulls jersey, Bulls shorts, high socks? At what number do we need to reach for that to happen? We don't have to answer today.
Okay. All right.
We can think about it over the long weekend.
Okay. All right.
How about 5,000?
Right. Thank you, Matt. Get in my brain, Matt.
I'm thinking more like 10, but we'll
See,
we'll
no,
talk.
you put it out there. That's too late. Mine was gonna be easy and simpler, but that right there, that I'd like to see that way more than what I want to see.
We had the goal of 6,000 before the start of the NBA season, so I was thinking
We
maybe
did.
that.
Okay, so if we achieve our goal of 6,000 before the NBA season starts, will come in full Kyle Korver get up. Book it.
And
We'll
in preparation for that, if anybody can find a Bulls Kyle Korver jersey on eBay, please let me know because I cannot find one anywhere.
I'm sure there's some kicking around somewhere.
Oh, that has
Otherwise, I'll have to do the electric tape cover-up jersey.
Oh man,
what number did he wear? I can't even remember.
26.
25? 26.
26,
okay, yeah.
man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect the legend.
Speaking of which, shout out to our guy who came and hung out with us at Third Rail Tavern for Game 3, dressed exactly like Alex Caruso.
Oh god,
Shaved
yes.
head, headband, and all. That was dope.
That was magical. Yes.
And if you want to see this happen faster, tell your friends, tell your family, tell all the Bulls fans in your life to follow us on Twitter, CHGO_Bulls, as we try and climb closer to that 4,000 mark. All right, so there's that. Are we ready to start our draft, gentlemen?
All right. This should be interesting.
I'm nervous.
Joey?
Yeah, me too.
Joey, what was the results of the random draft order that you pulled?
Hey everybody! I just
Say
want to
hi
say
to
this is
Joey.
the first time that we've
Is
done
this your on-camera debut?
not my on-camera debut, but it's once in a blue moon thing for me.
Welcome.
Thank you. This is the first that I've done screen sharing on StreamYard, so just bear with me here. But okay, so we'll do the revealing of the draft order here. Can you guys see my screen?
I see it.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so the third pick of the draft lottery was awarded to
Oh,
It's all right. I get the turn.
He gets the turn. Right,
I'm
right.
okay with
He
that.
gets the turn.
the
That's
number
not bad.
2 pick will go to his friend from Bulls Outsiders, Big Dave.
Oh,
All right.
Which
I wanted
that
one of
means-
three.
Picking
Number
first
one.
overall.
Of course, the
Oh.
GOAT gets the number 1 pick. Of course,
I don't like this already.
So here we got our template. I'm gonna make it a little bigger if I can. But I'm gonna fill this out round by round, and then maybe when we go back, we'll put in the positions. But so when we're first filling out, it's gonna be in order of where everyone was taken.
All right.
Okay.
I love it.
All
Well,
right, I'll
my
leave
first
the
pick
draft
is
with you
going.
guys.
Do we need to go over the rules real quick for the listeners?
Yeah. So, I mean, the rules aren't rigid, but
It's pretty
essentially,
loose.
someone who was in the NBA or was supposed to be in the NBA and had a career cut short for whatever reasons. Will was asking us all kinds of silly questions about what the rules were yesterday. Like,
And I still
can I
might,
use a what if
be
of
out
like,
line.
well, you know, what was your example? Like, what if MJ didn't play baseball for 2 years?
Like, what if Shaq had Kobe's in mind? Like, you know,
Yeah,
Shaq
no, that was
with
it. What if
mentality,
Shaq had
with
Kobe's
Mamba
work
mentality.
ethic? That was
come
ridiculous.
on, man. Come on.
All right.
Come
Well,
on,
how
Will.
about this? I'll start it off. We'll see how it goes, and you guys can give me
Okay.
feedback. If I need to change, I will.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with one Irvin Magic Johnson.
What?
Ooh.
Yeah, if he
Okay, explain.
he contracted HIV in I think it was the 1992 season, and he missed 4 years. Obviously, had an
Yes.
incredible career and 5
Yes.
championships, multiple MVPs, but a
Mhm.
career cut short. And it makes you kind of wonder what might have happened with the Bulls' first dynasty run, their first three-peat. Obviously, they beat the Lakers and Magic in the 91 finals.
Mhm.
But I mean, he was 31 years old, still playing at the top of his game. And he made the comeback for the 92 Dream Team and eventually played again in 95, 96, but that was 36
Mhm.
years old. So
Right.
that was my thought process there. I'll
See,
That
my
is-
question
say
is,
about it.
how much greater was he gonna be?
He's still
I mean-
regarded as like one of the
He's
5
the
best
greatest
players of all
point guard.
time.
Yeah, it's a trophy named after him now.
That's
Like,
what I'm asking.
I don't like this one. I
don't like that one.
immediately I don't like this one.
yeah, I don't either. I gotta
We were-
agree.
We were talking about how you could pick and you could include players who like had a brilliant start to their career or even played
Right.
like half a career
Right.
but missed the second half of their career
Got 5
because of
rings.
injury. But
Got 5 rings and like 3 MVPs, man. My goodness. Like,
I
I
think
don't know, Will. I don't know about that one, man.
this bullshit. This is bullshit.
Will
But think
kicking
about
it
how much
off.
better he could have gone.
What? How much? He's the greatest point guard ever. Like, what else did we want here? Like,
All right. So do I have to start again?
No, I mean, you know what? I'm gonna let that sit there. And I'll let Dave chime in, and if he rejects, he objects. I just you have to live with the fact that that's a shady as hell pick.
it's a very
based on what we said the rules were.
He had a career-altering
I guess that's
illness.
True. That's
agreed.
It's true.
That's true.
That was the structure of the assignment that I got.
It didn't happen until he had already played 10 years of his.
And I did say somebody because of the whatever they went through, they didn't reach the levels that they were supposed to reach. Magic reached the levels he was supposed to reach, man.
That's
okay. I'll change it if you want.
Dave, I'm gonna leave this up to you because this game is your idea.
I'm gonna say change it.
Get him up.
Change it, man.
Right,
Magic Johnson, dog.
We made
It's
Joey
Magic.
type up his name all pretty and fit it in that box perfectly.
I was gonna let it go too.
Great job, Joey.
I was gonna let it go, but then I remember I literally said that in there.
But yesterday I had asked
their
if they
potential.
played like 10 years or something, and that was who I was thinking about.
If Magic Johnson?
Okay,
you know what?
I'll change it.
No. You're right. You did say that. You did say that. If they had played like 10 and they didn't reach that. And that is what Magic Johnson did. You absolutely did say that. I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave it up there, Joey. Don't touch it. Leave it there. Leave it there. He's right. He did. That's the only one I'm giving you. I'm giving you Magic. I can't give you nobody else.
We each have one sort of questionable one, and then
we should have known, Dave, that when he said, "Hey, could I use like MJ?" We were like, "No."
Yeah.
That his next one was going to be Magic. Why did we not know that was what was going on in Will's devilish mind?
Because Magic was still on top. I mean, Magic, after coming off that finals, was second in MVP voting behind Jordan. So he still was kind of at the top of his game. And so I get Will's point. I do. I get his point, dude. But
it was definitely not a what if situation in the sense that, he still obviously reached like the highest of highs. But I mean, he probably had 5 or 6
Mount Rushmore
years of playing. Yeah, you're right. Like I said, I'm happy to change it. I'm happy to change it.
We leave it. I'm gonna give you one. I'm gonna give you Magic. I don't want to hear this for the rest of your list. I don't want to hear Larry Bird because he had a back injury. I don't want to hear this.
Okay.
I don't want to hear this. Okay. But I will say I appreciate you saying that because you just made my pick super easy for me.
I knew that's why you did this.
And that's very simple.
I knew there was a reason.
I mean, come on. It's real simple.
So you just decided after all to let Will cheat because you're about to cheat?
That's not what I decided or the reason I had it. I went with it because of what he just said. He did say that yesterday. He's right. He said if they had a 10-year career or something like that and it was cut short, could it be? And he's right. And we were like, okay. And he's right. That absolutely was said. I got to let that slide, but I can't let the other one slide after that. That's fair. I'm just being fair.
Okay.
This one, by the way, this one exactly as I thought it would go.
We're off to a great start.
We're off to a rousing start here. So for my pick, my number one pick, straight out of Chicago Bulls, number 1, Derrick Rose. Like it's really simple. It's right there. It's the definition of a layup. Mm-hmm. It's Derrick Rose. That's what you put in there like that. We never, ever, ever, and we never will see peak Derrick Rose. But within that time frame that he was there, youngest MVP of all time, disrupted the LeBron run, as I like to call it. Put the Bulls right back on the map as far as a team to contend with, not just a good team, but an actual team to contend with that you have to worry about. Was the best team in the Eastern Conference 2 years straight.
Right.
Until he, had that horrible knee injury, and everybody has a story about that knee injury that lets you know just how tragic it is. But yeah, it's got to be Derrick Rose. He's the one. That's my one for what if. Because if Derrick, what if, man? There's so many what if. He's the definition of this list to me. Like, what if?
I mean, that was my next choice. If you're gonna make me erase my Magic pick, that's what I was going with. I agree. It's a layup.
All right. That's a good pick, and I have no issues with it. Obviously, career cut, woefully short. Awesome to see Derrick back in the league and still playing after all the injury issues he went with. But man, sky was the limit after that MVP season.
It was, man.
And if Dave had picked someone other than Derrick Rose right there with his first pick and the second overall, I would have thought he hit his head earlier today. So that checks out. All right, with now my snake picks at 3 and 4, to me it seems silly to pick anyone other than Len Baez with my first and the third overall.
Well, get him off my starting five.
Tragically dying before even playing a single NBA game, but an absolute juggernaut before his NBA career, and everyone saw stardom all over Len Baez in his game. So that's going to be my first one, and probably the most sad of all of the picks that we're about to talk about in this episode, because at least a lot of these guys got a little bit of a taste of the NBA, even if their careers didn't pan out the way that they wanted them to and the way that NBA fans thought they might. But to me, he's a no-brainer pick at number 3.
Agreed. Len Bias was an absolute monster at Maryland. 6'8", could dunk on you, had the touch, had the inside play. He looked like a man-child, when you looked at him, man. Like, he was a true man-child and was going to be that next one on Boston to carry them. And he's a great definition of what if, not only because, of his sad and untimely passing, but people love to say, well, what if Michael Jordan and he were there together in the league? Would Mike still be at that level? Because Len was really that damn dominant and that damn good. So that's a definition of what if, man. Rest in peace to Len Bias. Very sad. And that's a great pick, man. That was definitely going to be my next pick.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, one of the most tragic probably stories in NBA history. What a talent. I mean, it's just, this is a great example though of like the idea of what if, right? Because like he didn't even get to play. So that's a great choice. He was high on my list as well.
All right. That means I now have my second pick in the snake, pick 4 overall. And I think I know where I'm going with this. I just need to take a quick look at my draft board.
I'm scared because Matt thinks like me. I'm scared.
You are on the clock. All right. So also thinking about the fact that this isn't just like best 5 players we could pick, but we are constructing a lineup, a starting 5. So you got to think about a little bit of position if you want to, or as Joey said yesterday when we were talking about this, he was like, positionless basketball. But I want my pick here to give me some flexibility. Okay. Because I know I'm not going to pick again for a minute. So I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to take Ralph Sampson.
Damn it. He was get off me, man. That was my
Did I take the guy?
God dang, man. I hate that he thinks like me.
I mean, 4 consecutive All-Star appearances starting with his rookie year in Houston. Obviously he, along with Akeem, it looked like they were going to have this incredible 2 towers kind of, superstardom at the onset of his career, along with Akeem's. I mean, he was basically averaging 20 and 10 out of the gate.
Yeah.
He was an older rookie, like a lot of players that generation were. Came into the NBA at age 23, and then was an All-Star his first 4 seasons, as I mentioned. Then a left knee injury, and then a few injuries that followed that basically just ended his career. He went on to play in a few more spots: Golden State Warriors, Sacramento Kings, had one final season of just 10 appearances for the Washington Bullets in 91-92. But so you're talking about a guy who had 4 straight All-Stars out of the gate and then didn't even have a 10-year career. Right. And the production fell off a cliff after that first knee injury. Ralph Sampson was a monster, an absolute monster. And there I'm kind of forming my front court and my wing position there with those 2 picks of Len Bias and Ralph Sampson.
Yeah, he was kind of, I consider that Rockets team, again, like I call it the Bulls team, a disruptor. They were a disruptor to basically that Lakers Celtics run, because they came in and, I mean, they kicked the crap out of the Lakers, man. And it was shocking to watch it because, Hakeem was super young. I believe it was his first or second year. I can't remember which one, but Ralph Sampson was that dude, coming out of Virginia where he was the man, coming in. They just didn't expect him to beat the Lakers, and let alone basically gentlemen sweep them, and then get all the way, to the finals like that. And you just thought it's like kind of like OKC, you know what I mean? With that young team, they got there so early. You just thought that you were going to see this again, with these twin towers. And, that was the time where centers were dominant in the league. So you have two incredibly dominant centers at that time. You just thought that it was going to continue on. But yeah, those knees, man, just wouldn't hold up for Ralph, man. And yeah, it was a tough run for him after that. All right,
so I believe that means, Dave, it is now your turn again as we snake our way back in the second round. I do not like
picking second. I do not like this picking second. Okay. My number 2 pick is going to be a dude that was that guy. And I mean, it was cut short. He still had a long career, but he was cut short at his peak. Because at his he never experienced those levels of greatness. He don't have 5 rings and 3 MVPs and a trophy named after him. But he was damn good and was supposed to be next up, but because of injuries just didn't happen. And that is Grant Hill.
Ooh, that's a good
Grant Hill was an absolute monster and an absolute beast. He had people wearing filas just to let you know how good he was. That's how amazing Grant Hill was, man, for Detroit. He had all the tools. He was one of those players you could put in that no weaknesses category because he really had every single tool. And you just thought that going to Orlando, it was about to be serious. And he never really got the opportunity to showcase it all because he dealt with ankle injury after ankle injury after ankle injury. Never really fully recovered to be back to that level that he was at when he was playing with Detroit. But he was damn special, man. And we thought that he was going to be that next one. Kind of happy it didn't happen for Detroit. I was hoping to see it happen in Orlando for him, but didn't like he was in Detroit doing all this. But he was special. That's the only word I have for Grant Hill. He was special, and doing it at the time when the Bulls were, kind of on their last leg, their last 3 championships, and Grant Hill was supposed to be that next guy up. He really was. He was supposed to be the next one up, and yeah, those ankle injuries just wouldn't allow it to happen. But he was amazing. So yeah, I'll take Grant Hill.
You said it. I mean, next up, and he still did have a really nice career, especially like later on. He was kind of able to, especially with Phoenix, like get back, get his health a little bit more under control because, like you said, it was like a cascade of injuries. It wasn't just like one traumatic like Achilles tear that just ruined his career or anything like that. It was multiple injuries. So it was really nice to see him, be able to extend his career at the end, but definitely never got to see anything close to what he could have been. I mean,
yeah,
he was going to be that guy of the early 2000s.
Yeah. 96, 97 with the Pistons. He averaged 21.5, 9 boards, 7.3 assists. Like that's like point forward stuff. A dude with his handles and his athleticism. Those are crazy numbers. Not many people in the 90s NBA was doing stuff like that where they were scoring and facilitating and doing that kind of work on the boards. I mean, that's a nightly triple-double threat, which in the 90s NBA like didn't really happen almost ever. And like as much as like Pistons Bulls will always be a rivalry because of the bad boys and MJ and his teammates needing to get over that hump from the late 80s into when they finally did so in 91. I was like, I was still a baby when most of that Pistons rivalry was going on. And so my rivalry was always the Knicks and then a little bit the Heat after that. But I like, because of that, I never like hated Grant Hill because he played for the Pistons.
Agreed.
I mostly was just in awe of his skill set. And he was a really, really fun player to watch. Like I even think I had a Grant Hill jersey. Like most of my jersey collection was all Bulls players and a lot of MJs and a lot of Scotties. But there were a handful of NBA players whose games I just loved so much that I also rocked their stuff. And Grant Hill was one of them. And the fact that we didn't get to see what peak Grant Hill looked like is really, really sad.
Yeah, I agree. He was special. I won't hold it against you for that Pistons jersey, but yeah, he was special.
I only owned it for a short while.
It's all right.
Then I was like, wait, you know what? I can't own this. What was it? The throwback teal Pistons jersey?
Had to be. Yeah.
Mostly
with
just because when I was a kid, I thought that looked fucking awesome. Now they're regarded as like one of the most hideous NBA jerseys of all time, but
they are.
Yeah, when they came out, they were 90s fresh as hell.
With the two actual Pistons on, like with the motorbike,
with the flames coming out of them.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, so good.
All right, GOAT.
I'm up and I'm ready to make my picks. I got 2 picks here, so I'm gonna fill out my wings. You know how I love shooting on the perimeter, some playmaking, some positional versatility on the defensive end. Yes, my 2 favorite things. In Portuguese, it's frango is chicken. So barbecue frango.
Love that. Get a language lesson along the way on Fun Fridays.
I'm going to go with my first pick, a Euro player who tragically passed away in a car accident. He was a really special player in Europe for the first part of his career, then came over and played a couple years with the Blazers and then with the Nets, where he really was able to take off. But his last season was his age 28 season, 1992-93. Drazen Petrovic, just an incredible shooter, passer, just an awesome player that we really didn't get to see reach anything close to his prime as a result of that car accident.
Yeah,
man, he was on my list, and I really wanted to take him.
Ditto, right here. He was my starting guard. Yeah, so you just snatched him from me, dude. My second favorite team has always been like the New Jersey Nets. That's why I call them New Jersey all the time, because it's always been New Jersey Nets. And it was because at that time, you know, that Derrick Coleman and Chris Morris and those guys were on the team. But I was a colossal Drazen Petrovic fan, man. That was my guy. You couldn't tell me nothing about Drazen. Like, he was that dude. That dude could shoot that ball, man. And he was and he was one of those few guys, because it wasn't a common thing at that time, but he was one of those few guys that was always up and energized, you know what I'm saying? And not talking crap, but just he hitting the shot, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like that. That wasn't a common thing at that time because Cass would punch you in the face. You know what I'm saying? For doing stuff like that. But Drazen was like that, man. And I mean, he got buckets, man. And he was hard to stop. I love the Drazen Petrovic, man. I'm still looking for a Drazen Petrovic jersey. It just costs too much, and that's the only reason I hadn't bought it yet. But yeah, man, he's my guy.
In his last 2 seasons in his career with the Nets, as you said, 21.5 points per game, 3 rebounds, 3.5 assists on 51% shooting from the field, 44.5% on threes, which, as you said, at the time, people aren't taking 3 threes a game. And he's shooting at that clip. Incredible. And then 84 from the line. So just a incredible floor spacer. One of those guys that, you know, you talk about like, what if we didn't see his whole career? What if he was playing in the league today? He would have been one of the best 2 guards that we have in the game.
Correct.
Lethal. And I love the fact that his name always comes up when you ask retired NBA players from that era who they hated trying to guard, being guarded by, playing against in general. They all say Drazen. Like, so many of them are like, dude, I hated playing against that guy because he just never freaking stopped. He bugged the shit out of people, and he had the game to back up how much of a pest he was.
Yeah, very true. Very true. And he was on that Blazers team that went to the finals. He was on the bench that went to the finals against the Bulls. So he didn't even play, you know what I mean, on that team, man. But
wasn't he on the Nets by then?
No. He was still on the Blazers. He was number 44. He was still there. It was his rookie year because he got like Will stated, you know, he got drafted by the Blazers. But he was there. He was there for that championship. He just didn't play, but he was on the bench.
Wait, are you talking about when it was Pistons Blazers? Or
no, I'm talking about Bulls. I'm talking about Bulls.
Basketball Reference has him moving to the New Jersey Nets at 90-91 season.
Oh, well, I stand corrected on that. But I remember him there for some reason. He's in my head. Well, Maybe it was the Blake. Maybe it was the. Well, it couldn't have been the Pistons one. He didn't get drafted in '89, right? Or was it 90? Or was there 90 that they went to the finals?
So
yeah, I think it was 90 they went to the finals, and then 92.
Yeah, because
when they played the Bulls,
they played, wasn't it Lakers in '89, right? And then the Pistons finally beat the Lakers, and then it was Portland against Detroit in '90.
Right. Yeah, absolutely right. Okay, well then I had that one backwards then, but yeah, shout out to my man Drazen Petrovic though, man. Like I do remember him wearing number 44 for them, but he was so good, man. he was just so good. He was so damn good.
All right. Wait,
that
so
he was. I think I'm back on the clock here.
God,
I'm deciding if I want to go big or small. There's a lot of options out there, but I think this one is, maybe a bit of a reach, but one of my favorite players, somebody that I just loved watching when he had his run with the Portland Trailblazers, also in the 2006 to 2010 era of the NBA, but had those injuries and it was just recurring. He was never able to get healthy again. But he was becoming like one of the faces of the league. Brandon Roy, really loved watching him. He was a shooter. He was a scorer. He could play make. He could rebound. Good size at 6'6", and just a fun, like a good guy and a really fun player to watch. So I'm going to go with Brandon Roy, lock in those wing positions. I got some good size at the 1, obviously, with my cheat code pick, first overall. And I'm feeling good about my squad.
Yeah.
Brandon Roy also on my draft board. I'm sure he was on yours too, Dave.
He was definitely on my board for sure. I was a big fan of Brandon Roy as well. That dude could shoot that ball, and he was cold-blooded. I think that was the best thing I liked about him so much is he was cold-blooded, man. Like you give him the ball in the 4th, man, that's it. Like he's taking over. And yeah, he would win that game for you no matter what. He was a special player, man. And yeah, it just always made me sad how it ended for him because you just wanted better, for him, you know what I mean, his game, but his knees just couldn't hold up.
And he was coaching high school for a while. Like he just loves the game. He's been around it. And he's one of those guys that, like Derrick, I just feel really bad that we never got to see the career arc that I think he deserved with the Blazers. Like they could have had him and Dame together if things broke right. So
I agree.
Just a shame.
Yeah.
All right. Should we take a break here? Like, we got to talk some points bets and stuff. We
do. Why don't you tell the people about points bet, and I can look at my draft board and figure out what I'm doing. And
I already know. You already know what mine is. I'm already set. But I know one way to get you guys set, and the best way to support CHGO and what we do here is to download that PointsBet app and use that code CHGO when you sign up. Because when you do that right now, you will get two risk-free bets up to $2,000. But that's not it. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you will receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of that awesome web content, and you'll even get a free t-shirt of your choice from the CHGO Locker. That's 2,000 in free bets, a free CHGO membership, a free t-shirt of your choice from that CHGO Locker, and that's all for making more than a $50 first-time deposit at PointsBet. And introducing that live NBA same-game parlay, y'all, because for the first time ever, you can build that perfect live NBA same-game parlay. You can do that only with PointsBet. You combine your favorite bets anytime during the game, and if you want more, Joey, are you there?
And we know that you do.
He's not. Just check it. Wait.
And we know you do.
Hey!
Here we go.
Joey from deep. You can also boost your live same game parlays. You can watch live, parlay live, boost live, and partay live with PointsBet. And guess what, y'all? In this beautiful state of Illinois, it's a wonderful city of Chicago, where you might be mad because, it's a little weird looking outside, but the weather is amazing for people like me. You can download that PointsBet app right now and register your account from start to finish. You can do that all from your phone. So what are you waiting for? Huh? I don't know. Because once the game starts, damn it, you don't just bet. Will the thrill in Brazil. Tell them what you do.
You live your bet life.
All right. With that, I believe, Dave, you are up, right?
I am. Yes.
Your third pick.
Yes.
Don't take anyone I want. Don't do it. Don't
I
you
hope
dare.
I hope not. I probably won't. Because this pick I was gonna take regardless, but I want to take him now because I thought I was gonna be picking first or third. So I thought I was gonna get a chance to, get what I wanted, then get him. I'm gonna take him now because I really wanted him on this team because he's also the definition of a guy that's, just a huge, colossal what if. And his name is Ben Wilson. Ben Wilson,
Ooh.
colossal name here in the city of Chicago. High school phenom at Simeon here in Chicago, whose life was tragically cut short in 1984, if I'm not mistaken, but it's tragically cut short at the age of 17. But Ben Wilson was the very first, if I'm not mistaken, please somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, but he was the first Chicago high school athlete to receive that number one player in the country honor. And he's to show you just how huge Ben Wilson here is in Chicago. We know how big the number 23 is. The number 25 is probably the next biggest number here in Chicago. Nick Anderson, if you all remember Nick Anderson, he went to University of Illinois, played for Orlando, wore number 25 for Ben Wilson. Juwan Howard, when he was at Michigan, he wore number 25 for Ben Wilson. At Simeon, that number 25 is basically synonymous with whoever is the best player on the team. Derrick Rose, wore 25 at Simeon, as CHGO Sports just said. Jabari Parker, number 25 at Simeon. Kendrick Nunn wears number 25 in the NBA right now because of Ben Wilson, man. So his legacy will last forever and definitely reign forever. But that dude was an absolute beast, absolute monster, man. And life tragically caught short. But yeah, give me Ben Wilson on this squad, man. That dude was nice and definitely a huge what if.
You are correct on him being the first athlete from Chicago to receive that honor.
Okay. Yeah, man. He was special. Ben Wilson was special, man. So rest in peace to him, man. And yeah, just shout out to his legacy because it continues here in Chicago. The fact that happened in 84, but his name continues to ring out here in the city. And you see that number and you automatically, guy, I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you do this, Will. Like you see somebody wearing number 23, you immediately kind of focus on them on the court, because you're like, oh, that must be that guy. It's like that. It's like that for me also when I see somebody wearing 25. It's the same thing. So yeah, man, shout out to him.
Yeah, that's a great pick. We're obviously Bulls fans here, and he was just the great, like he was going to be the next great thing for Chicago basketball. So that's a great pick. And I think you really hammered it home, but the fact that like the number 25 at Simeon just goes to the best player there just speaks volumes, like the impact that he had, not just like at Simeon as a basketball player, but in the Chicago basketball scene. So I love that pick.
Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah, that's like Len Baez. That's a sad one, but a quality pick. That is a huge what if. I did not know, or maybe I knew and forgot that him leading that Simeon team to beat the heavily favored Evanston Township was Simeon's first ever state title. That's crazy.
Sure was. Absolutely right. That's true.
All right. Okay. So now it's finally my turn again. And
picking twice. Quick complaint.
I get to pick twice, but then I have to wait forever for my final pick. I see some people throwing some ideas in the comments. And my pick is one of them. Shout out to Reginald. My next pick, Penny Hardaway. As someone who definitely hated those Orlando teams growing up, obviously, mostly because of them knocking out the Bulls in the second round in '95, spoiling MJ's return to the NBA. I hated Orlando. Like I had cousins that lived down in Orlando when I was growing up, and they were big Magic fans, and we had like oftentimes like, haha, we're kidding rivalry, but sometimes I was like, no, I hate you. Like we may be related by blood, but you root for the Magic, and therefore I hate you. at the same time, I was in awe of Penny's skill, and I was terrified as a Bulls fan that Shaq and Penny as a duo were going to cut short the Bulls' reign. Like, I was thrilled when MJ came back from baseball.
They
made
did
his NBA return, but they knocked him out in '95, and I was like, man, if Shaq and Penny stay together, they're like, Bulls are gonna have a tough time as opposed to just breezing through the Eastern Conference, and they weren't even really breezing. Like they already had the Knicks to deal with. There were some up and coming teams like Miami, like Indy with Reggie. That Orlando team though was terrifying, and it wasn't just young Shaq, young Penny. Dude was lightning on a basketball court.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was going to be my pick actually, because I thought Goat was going to take Derrick Rose first, and that was going to be my next pick. I was going to take Penny Hardaway. He was going to be my first pick because for every reason you just said, Matt. Like the man was special, all the way down to his commercials and Lil Penny. You know what I'm saying? Like all the way down to that.
Love Lil Penny.
It was just great. Shout out Chris Rock. Like it was just really great. His whole run was just really great. That was like a fun team, man. Like they had kind of everything that you kind of want on a basketball team. They really had it all, but they didn't have Mike. That was the main issue. That was the main issue for him. But yeah, shout out Penny, man. He went on to have a solid career after that, but just not to that level of that greatness that he showed, Will, when he was in Orlando.
Yeah, I mean, another one of those guys like Grant Hill, who was just like going to be the face of the league. And, you talked about the Bull series, like they did take him down and what they could have been together. It's another big what if, similar to the reason why I picked Magic, of just like how many more championships could they have won if things broke right for them. So, I love the way you put it. He was lightning. He was just electric. And that was like such a cool dynamic duo, right? Like Shaq and Penny. That's people obviously go to Shaq and Kobe, but Penny, man, he was special.
Yes, that's the word, special. He absolutely was.
Man. And now, it's awesome to see him back in the world of basketball with his coaching career. He looks pretty much the same. Like when you see him on the sidelines coaching, you're like, oh, Penny, nice to see you. But yeah, man, a big what if there, but I am thrilled to have him as the shooting guard on my team.
He could have been a first round pick, honestly.
And maybe he can handle the point a little bit as well. All right, so I got another pick here. Let me do a quick scan.
All right,
of my board.
I know he's not taking who I want because I know that. But we'll see. We'll see, though. We'll see what he's thinking. Look at the wheels turning right there. I don't know. Thinking Peck is a scary Peck.
I'm
the mastermind.
I'm gonna lock down my backcourt so that I can kind of have a flyer for my fifth and final pick with as much flexibility with that final pick.
6'8" across the board here, man.
I got some size.
Tatum and Brown.
So I think here with my fourth pick, I'm gonna go the brief Bull, Jay Williams.
Whoa, okay.
I mean,
all right.
An absolute stud in his college career. Everybody thought that he was going to be the real deal in the NBA. And we saw his rookie year, and he looked pretty darn good. It will never not bug me that we only got one season of Jay Williams. I mean, like that's basically just losing out on a high lottery pick.
True indeed.
Second overall pick in 2002 when the Bulls were still trying to rebuild after the dynasty. And obviously the tragedy of a career-ending motorcycle accident could have been way more tragic. Like, Jay Williams could have died in that accident.
Yeah,
most I don't know about most. Like I don't look at these statistics often because how depressing of a hobby would that be? But a lot of motorcycle accidents, the person on the motorcycle doesn't walk away from it or doesn't even survive it. And obviously the injuries were serious enough to end his career, but now we have Jay Williams, the broadcaster and the commentator, and he's always around, whether it be talking about the NBA or college basketball. But the fact that he only played one NBA season before that motorcycle accident ended his career is really, really sad. But if I could have myself a what if team, I'm more than intrigued and happy to have him running the point for that team.
And you know what, Matt, just to, kind of emphasize and further drive the point home of how good he was, because you remember him in college, and I can't stand Duke, but I remember him in college, and he was just amazing at Duke. I still remember that game when they were down 10 points with 1 minute to go, and Jay Williams carried them to a win. I still don't know how he did that, but it was incredible. But just to drive that point home, Matt, this dude was the second pick in the NBA draft, and he's 6'2". All right, that's not a normal thing in the NBA. I don't care what year you look at. That's not a normal thing when they're picking somebody that high and he's 6'2". That just lets you know how good, how really, really good Jay Williams was, man. And to also emphasize that, Matt, about what you said about the motorcycle, he never played again. I believe he played for another team, like a minor league team or something like that, like a couple games for them. But he never got back to the league. Like his career was over.
Played rookie year. Motorcycle accident, did not play a single NBA game after that.
Just that just showed how serious this injury was. Like Matt said, he could have lost his life, man. And that's just to drive that point home. Like he never played again, bro. Like that's wow. I'm happy with where he's at now with his life. Great commentator, great analyst for ESPN, does the morning show with Keyshawn and Max Kellerman. And yeah, man, so shout out to him for the career he's had. But yeah, I'm not mad at that pick at all.
And then, I mean, you guys said everything, but the only thing I'd add is like just how good he was at Duke. I mean, he was averaging like 21 and 6 there, which is like
right.
those sound like normal good numbers, but like we know this in college, like you don't get to put up numbers like that. So he was awesome, and he was I don't think he like had the ability to succeed obviously in his rookie year with the Bulls as much as he may have had we seen his career play out, but he was going to be a really, really good player. And obviously we also know what happened, that the Bulls weren't able to like develop him and have him as part of their core moving forward. It really set the Bulls back.
It did.
Yes.
And
oh my God, yes.
I see some skeptics in the comments who aren't super impressed with Jay Williams in that pick. Clearly you did not watch Jay Williams play at Duke. And I hate Duke. I've always hated Duke, Big Dave. You know why I've always hated Duke? Because they always have really good freaking players like Jay Williams that make them win all the freaking time.
All the time. All the time. Like, no, guys, like he wasn't, my man said he wasn't my second pick. Well, who's going to be your second pick? Go down that draft. Like, and from what you knew in that draft, you know what I mean? Just go down it and tell me, because remember, Mike Dunleavy Jr. was the third pick. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the thing. So no, Jay Williams was that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Bulls
at that
legend,
time. He was
Mike
really
Dunleavy Jr., please.
Oh,
that's right.
My apologies, GOAT. My apologies, sir. Yes, Bulls legend Dunleavy, man. But Jay was nice. Like Jay was definitely nice, man. So shout out to him.
All right,
Big Dave.
Big Dave, back to you.
All right. Got to get a big man here. Got my guards, got my wings here, but I got to get a big guy here. And what better big guy to get than a guy that Kareem said he hated playing against. And he was absolutely a formidable, true monster on the floor, but whose career was definitely cut short. Didn't have the career he was supposed to have because of knee injuries, and a lot of them. And I'm talking about the great Bill Walton.
My next pick.
Bill Walton was a beast. All right. Not even pro, but college. Bill Walton was a monster. All right. He was an absolute monster. And he brought that to the league, not only winning MVP, but winning the NBA championship on top of that. And bringing the Blazers their first and only NBA title. So he was revered there. But, also went to Boston and picked up a couple pieces of the hardware while he was on that team playing the six-man. Did he win six-man of the year in Boston? I got to look that up. but he was awesome. Bill Walton was really good. His knees just couldn't handle it. And yeah, they kind of gave out on him early in his career. So yeah, and he turned out to be one of the best, most entertaining people in the world after he retired, man. Like, you'll listen to Bill Walton talk about anything, and he literally knows that, and he'll talk about anything. and you'll sit there and listen to it. But yeah, shout out Bill Walton, man. He was excellent.
So, I mean,
Hall of
not
Famer.
quite the same as Magic in the, what if, but dude already had a pretty dominant freaking career. And I'll toss to you in a second here, Will. But to do a quick fact check, yes, Dave, he won sixth man for that 85-86 Celtics team.
Okay.
Many people consider that, along with 95-96 Bulls, one of the greatest teams of all time.
Okay. Yeah, he was hot, man. But it was those, them injuries really derailed a lot for Bill Walton, dude. Like, he was supposed to be just that special basketball player, but those knee injuries just wouldn't allow it. He still had a nice career. Like, he definitely had a nice career, but he was only a 2-time NBA All-Star. You know what I'm saying? Because of that, because of those knee injuries and things like that. But yeah, shout out Bill Walton. He was great.
Yeah, he was a Finals MVP, an NBA MVP, 2-time All-Star, as you said, made the 75th anniversary team, Hall of Famer, and definitely was going to be my next pick. But to your point, like, his first 4 seasons, he was like averaging 18 and 14 and like 3 blocks. And then he missed his age 26 season, barely played his age 27, didn't play his age 28 or 29, and then came back and just wasn't really the same player. But it's great that he was able to have some like team success later on in his career. But you look at some of these numbers, man, and you just, like, I mean, he was doing this at 25 years old. Like, you didn't even get to see anything close to his prime. And I was looking up some just like facts about him, because, he was somebody I was considering picking, with one of my top couple of picks here. Famously went under 40 orthopedic procedures in his life.
Wow.
That's wild. That is wild.
Wow, man. Wow. That's something. Oh, man.
Yep, that's a solid pick.
Go.
Obviously on my board as well. Before we move on to our next pick, let me just give a quick shout out to our friends at Strava Craft Coffee. You want to start your day with a competitive edge? Of course you do. Strava CBD coffee is a game changer. It's helped thousands of people improve their overall wellness and quality of life. Strava delivers delicious, fresh roasted specialty coffee infused with organic broad-spectrum CBD. CBD from hemp doesn't make you high or hungry, but it does offer real benefits. They can help you feel alert and focused without those coffee jitters. Live your day balanced with less anxiety, fewer aches and pains. Plus, including CBD in your daily routine can even help you enjoy more restful sleep so you wake up feeling your best. And Strava is all about quality, folks. Everything is small batch, fresh, and shipped straight to your door. Strava also offers concentrated full-spectrum CBD tinctures for those looking for a more traditional CBD format. I've been drinking this coffee for a while now. You've heard us talk about it on the show. I love it. It makes me feel better. I sleep better drinking this coffee instead of the coffee that I normally drink. And it gives you a solid focus, and you feel awake, you feel alert, but you don't have that coffee jitter feeling because it's kind of counterbalanced by that CBD. It feels great. I'm drinking it. Once my free sample was up, I ordered more. That is the mark of a good product, y'all. When the free stuff was gone, I paid people money to send me more of it because I love it. And right now, our CHGO listeners can save 25% off their entire purchase when you use promo code CHGO25. That's 25% off your entire order at StravaCraftCoffee.com when you use code CHGO25 at checkout. All right, y'all. Getting down to the nitty gritty here, and we'll try and hustle up through, I guess, these last 4 picks or so.
All right, I've got another kind of cheeky one, so I'm gonna say it, and if you guys disallow it, then I'll give it up, and I'll get weird.
All right.
Can we disagree on that?
Sure.
I like weird, Will.
Are you gonna say Tracy?
I was not gonna say Tracy. I felt like that was out of bounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would I be correct there? I'd be correct.
Because he's on my list, but I honestly almost was like gonna ask you guys if I could take Tracy when I took Jay Williams. But I figured you guys would object to that because he had a.
I would have allowed it. I would have allowed it, to be honest with you.
All right. Well,
to be really real with you,
I would have had to allow it. But All right, let me try this one. And like I said, if you need to nix it, that's fine. Can I pick Klay Thompson?
No.
Back-to-back seasons where he totally missed.
No.
All right.
I would have.
Right.
I think I would have given it to you if we didn't see what we see now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's still in your face. You know what I mean?
The one argument I'll have there is that he is in the top 20 in all-time made threes. Missed 2 full seasons. Like, he could have been near in the top 5 by the end of his career. But
he still could.
He still could. He still could. But I mean, his age 28 and 29 season, that's hard to overcome.
So missing 2 seasons of his prime, but that's kind of the same reason that we said no, you can't say that about MJ. You can't qualify MJ. Like, dude still had plenty of prime. We've seen plenty of prime Klay. We've still got some more on the way.
Yeah.
Decision to leave the league and 2 devastating injuries are different, but I agree. I'm gonna instead get weird because I feel like I'm limited on wings and guards at this point. So here's another one that you may object to, but I feel pretty good that this is allowed. I'm going to take Yao Ming. He had 7 seasons where he was an absolute monster with the Rockets, and then had the Jones fracture surgery and just never came back. I mean, he had his age 28 season and was just done.
He was on my list. I'll allow it.
Yeah, I mean, he was awesome. Already like a Hall of Famer, obviously. So I understand if you wouldn't love it, but I mean, it was just so cool. Like 7'6", coming in, like competing against Shaq as like the best center in the league. That was a great player. Really fun to watch. Yeah,
no, he was. He at one point in time, it was Shaq, Yao Ming, and Eddie Curry, and I'll never forget that as long as I live. Like at one point, that was one of your top 3 centers in the NBA, and it wasn't that Yao was big, because you know what was great about him, Will and Matt, was we've seen centers, you know, that height, you know what I mean, and that length before, and they're limited in what they could do because of that height and because of that length. And Yao was skilled. You know what I'm saying?
He was so skilled. He didn't really shoot threes that much, but I feel like if he were to play today, he would have been like a really good stretch 5. And obviously, like, there's no even contesting his shot.
Yeah. Oh my God. Right. How you gonna block that? Right. And he was fading away. Like, he's shooting fadeaways. Like, these are unblockable shots that he's putting up, man. And yeah, he was so skilled. He would talk crap to you, and you know what I'm saying? He would do these things, but yeah, he was a good basketball player. But you're right. Definitely got cut short because of those injuries right there. But he had a nice run for sure. He's in the Hall of Fame, so he definitely had a nice run.
I mean, you know what's remarkable? I just pulled up his B-ball reference page right now. His first 3 seasons, 82, 82, 80.
Yeah.
Like, dude was a iron horse until the injuries cropped up, and then 57, 48, 55, 77, missed the entirety of the 9-10 season, tried to come back in 10-11, only played 5 games, and that was it. Absolutely, to me, qualifies in the career cut short what if category for Yao.
Yeah, true indeed.
Had just turned 30 when his career was over. Like,
wow. Yeah, that's right in the prime. You know what I'm saying? That's right there. You know what I mean? In your prime right there. And it cut short. Yeah. Yeah, he was special. Yeah, I mean, he was special, man. Shout out to him.
Last pick for me, and I'm deciding which direction I want to go here. Do I want to go? I'll let you guys decide. Do I want to go with another guard or another center?
That's up to you, man. Like, what do you feel? I'm not here to help you out. You tell me what you want to do, sir. This is war. This is a competition, sir.
This is very anti-Will's philosophy on floor spacing, but I'm gonna go. This is another weird one. I'm gonna go with Arvydas Sabonis.
Yeah! I knew it, damn it! I knew it.
That's a 4.
I knew it.
Very weird to have a 7'3" and 7'6" front court. Good luck scoring on me. He didn't have a very long NBA career because he didn't come to the NBA until his age 30 season. But oh my God, we're talking about like Jokic before Jokic, right? He was amazing. And then wasn't it? I think it was 2 Achilles tears, and you know, he had so much international success. Played in the Olympics, was like EuroLeague MVP. just an awesome career, and another situation where you didn't get to see enough of him, partially because of the fact that he was playing in Europe, but also because these injuries just cut his career short. But tremendous passer, great scorer, and I'm loving the weirdness of my lineup now with 7'3", 7'6", 6'6", 6'6", and 6'9".
Your lineup is also the NBA is a global league lineup. Look at that. You got Petrovic, you got Yao, you got Arvidas. That's awesome.
Get
I'm a
that
very
from
international
Will.
guy.
You did.
I almost picked Cristiano Felicio. Shout out to the Brazilian.
Oh my god.
But
oh my god.
Yeah, we need you to
nothing what if about that. Nothing what if about that.
Will
I mean,
definitely
truly, the fact that Arvidas didn't come to the NBA until he was 31, and I was a huge fan because I was always rooting for those Blazers teams to beat the freaking Lakers. I hated the Lakers, and I wanted the Blazers to beat them so bad.
They had such a great. They were stacked at every position on that team and just could not get it done. And of course, Matt, I'd be remiss if I didn't say this. You should have seen him when he was younger. Shout out John Sabine. Wouldn't be remiss if I didn't get the chance to say that. Had to say that for my guy.
Had to.
Should have seen him when he was younger. All right. So my final pick, and I kind of wrestle with this back and forth, but I'm gonna go, as you guys know, as I usually do, I'm gonna go with my heart on this.
Okay.
So this was a player he was in my top 5 of favorite players at the time that he was playing. Every year he got better and better and better every single year, man. And until his tragic passing. But my guy, Reggie Lewis.
Damn it. I was hoping I could save him for last.
That was my man's right there. I loved Reggie Lewis, man. Every year, I don't know why, but his cards pop up in my head because I read them so damn much. Because every year he increased, every single year, man. That dude was a hooper, and he was basically next up because that was around the time when Larry Bird was, on his way out, pretty much, and the torch was being passed. And they were passing it to Reggie. He was the one that they were passing it to carry that team, man. But, man, he had so much skill on the floor, and he knew how to use his size to where he was good inside, but he could shoot that thing at the same time. His mid-range game was real mean at the same time, man. And I was a big fan of Reggie Lewis. That dude played hard all the time, and he played Jordan pretty tough. Also, when he would play Mike, like with Mike, you got to say things like a hard 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Mike would get a hard 30.
Right. 30 on 30 shots.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Exactly. Yeah. Right. Like playing against him or like Mitch Richmond or something like that. It would get a hard 30 or something like that against him. But I was a big fan of Reggie because he had length and he had that wingspan and he could shoot and he wasn't afraid, man. And he liked mixing it up inside. And it was just really tragic how he passed. Just really, really tragic. It really was. But yeah, he was one of my favorite players when I was younger, man. Shout out Reggie Lewis.
He was great. And I noticed we had some people in the comments being like, yo, y'all are sleeping on Reggie. I was like, that he was going to be my fifth and final pick. Some people in the comments because we hadn't taken him yet. Well, there's no way that Reggie Lewis wasn't going to get drafted in this what if draft. I mean, as you
juniors,
said,
come on, juniors.
Horribly tragic way in which his life was cut short and his career was cut short. And like before that, Iron Man, after his rookie year where he only played half the games, 81, 79, 79, 82, 80. And like you said, Dave, got better and better and better and made an all-star appearance in that 91-92 season. He was, I've gone back, like I only remember the tail end of Reggie Lewis from, the Bulls' first three-peat when I was really young. But you go back and watch the film of Reggie Lewis, whew, that dude was good. That dude was damn good.
He was lethal.
All right, that leaves us with our final pick. My final pick.
Come on with it.
So y'all tell me that I could have taken Tracy and you would be okay with it.
I'll be okay with it.
Now you can't. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I think I want Tracy because I think he can still qualify here because of the way his career trajectory went down. Like, yeah, he had great years, still managed to become a Hall of Fame player with all of his accolades. But you guys have some Hall of Fame talent on your rosters. We got Magic, we got Walton. I think I want to take McGrady because his career was cut short by injury. And I also love the fact that gives me a absolute fourth quarter dagger shooter on my roster, which every good roster needs.
True.
I mean, what did you guys have a favorite, Tracy? Was it Orlando? Was it Houston? Was it his first 3 seasons in the NBA with Toronto? I loved Houston McGrady. Oh my God, that guy was a monster.
Yeah, Houston Tracy was my favorite, Tracy.
I thought it was very cool that he was on the same team in Toronto with his cousin Vince Carter, but obviously like the best Tracy I think was like late Orlando when he was averaging like 32 into the Houston years. Was he ever on the same team as Yao? I think he was, right?
Yes.
Let's see. He went to Houston in 04-05. So yeah. And he was there until 2008, 2009.
They played, man. And of course, you can't forget the game against San Antonio when he was in Houston that he just basically won. What was it, like 50 seconds? They went down 13.
Right. He did an expanded and even better version of Reggie doing 8 points in 8 seconds or whatever against the Knicks.
Right.
13 points and whatever it was.
It was unreal, man. Like that's unfathomable. And one of the reasons you love basketball was with that kind of thing he did. But 35 seconds.
There you go. 13 and 35 seconds.
It was special. It was special what he did.
If you guys want me to remove my Magic pick, I have one final guy. I'll say it quick. We don't need to get into it, but Sean Livingston, another guy whose career just needs to be shouted out.
You leave Magic.
He was the truth. And obviously had a great career, but nowhere near what he could have been.
Yeah. He definitely was on my list.
You can leave Magic there. But yeah, Sean Livingston definitely on my draft board as well. Amazing story. It was really cool to see him awarding Steph and the Warriors with those trophies after they clinched the Western Conference Finals last night. He was a big part of those first 3 Warriors championship teams. Some other people in the comments I saw, Jack said sleeping on Greg Oden. He was, of course, on my draft board. Any other interesting, honorable mentions before we get out of here? I was also, if you guys weren't going to let me pick Tracy, I was probably going to go to Jamal Mashburn, another player who I loved watching in the 90s. A few of my other draft board guys I didn't get to: Pete Maravich, Gilbert Arenas, Danny Granger, Amari Stoudemire, kind of similar to Tracy, but not quite as impressive as Tracy. Career cut short by injury. Prime Amari, when he was healthy, was an absolute monster. Here's another one for you: Bernard King. If I didn't already have my big men,
yes. That was going to be mine.
I was thinking about Amari and Bernard King for the 4, but I thought, I got away with Magic. I can't stretch it.
But stretch it. Also had Roy Tarpley on my list. He was a Dallas Maverick. John can tell you all about how.
Oh yeah.
But Roy Tarpley was at. Michael Redd was also there.
Michael Redd was great.
You mentioned Granger. Definitely Greg Oden. Also was on the squad, but overall, you guys mentioned or hit on everybody that I wanted outside of Magic Johnson.
Here's one. Would you guys have allowed Jermaine O'Neal? He was on my board.
I don't. Probably.
I'll look up what his injury situation was. Another one I had was Andrew Bynum.
Ooh, wow.
A lot of bigs out there.
It's crazy how quickly I just forgot about Andrew Bynum.
That's true.
He was gonna be good.
Yeah.
And another big man that I had on my board was Brad Daugherty.
Yeah.
Wow. Brad Daugherty. Yeah. He was good though.
Dude was great. Wow. Bynum is currently 34 years old. Could easily still be playing in the NBA.
Good.
That's wild. I see we already have one vote. JR believes that Team GOAT is the winner of this draft. So we'll share the results of this draft on Twitter and on Instagram, and you guys can we'll put a poll up and have you guys vote on who wins this What If NBA draft. I think all 5 of us have, all 3 of us have a pretty solid starting 5 here.
I was just gonna say, it's like sad how good these teams are,
right?
Yeah, bro.
These all look like championship caliber starting 5s.
Real talk.
Nobody is scoring on my front court. I'm sorry. You're just not getting the paint.
Okay. It ain't like your guys ain't been dunked on, bro. They've been dunked on plenty of times.
Remember when
I love
Nate
that you
Robinson
took
blocked you
Sabonis.
out?
I do.
Yeah, I had to do it. I was such a big. First of all, I wanted to get all the Trailblazers in there, but Bill Walton got taken, so I couldn't get him. But a lot of fun bigs that just the feet and the knees when you're 7 feet tall. It's hard to come back from those.
I mean, I'd like to point out my team is the only one up here with 2 MVPs on it, so I don't know how Will's winning out here. Like I got to do. So y'all need to come on with this.
How many cumulative MVPs though?
That's not the question. That's not the point. Will. That's not the point. Well, you got to bring.
Well, to be fair, you had a couple of guys and Matt as well, whose careers were actually like either never made it to the NBA or like played just a few years. So that makes it harder.
So what if?
Wow. It looks like a lot of people are picking Team GOAT, and it's we've got someone saying Magic shouldn't be allowed. I let Dave make the call because this was his game and his rules.
Hey.
If it were me, I would not have allowed Magic Johnson.
If you need to change it to Sean Livingston, I'll allow it.
I want him to put it out, and I just want people to see it. That's why I wanted to
pray for my mentions.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to see this
on there.
so we can see Will get ratioed.
I'm
That's
just
what I
turning
want.
off Twitter for the weekend.
There's a method to the madness. There's a method to the madness, sir.
All right, we are well over our hour here, so we'll get out. Hope y'all enjoyed this edition of Fun Friday. Hope you enjoyed this game, and appreciate y'all throwing your ideas and suggestions for what if NBA player draft as well. This is Memorial Day weekend. We will have an episode dropping for you guys on Monday. It'll be an audio-only podcast episode. We're going to be grading Billy Donovan, and that will wrap up all of our 21-22 Chicago Bulls season grades. So look for that in your podcast feeds on Monday. Have a great, wonderful, happy, safe, fun Memorial Day weekend, Bulls Nation. Will, have fun. Do they celebrate Memorial Day down in Brazil?
Not that I know of. But I'll have fun anyway.
Have fun anyway, GOAT.
You gentlemen have a fun weekend. Follow Big Dave on Twitter, Bow BNWL Sports. Will is Won't Gottlieb. I am Bulls_Peck. We are at CHGO _Bulls. Go follow that Twitter account. Get us up to 4,000 so we can make Dave hang out with y'all on Discord for a week.
Fingers crossed.
Until next time, Bulls Nation, appreciate you for checking in as always. See you right. Be good.